Sarvam Kalvidham Brahman is Sanskrit. Sarvam Kalvidham Brahman, Sanskrit, the language in ancient India, which gave birth with the combination of other languages to Hindi. I hope you understand. which which gave birth with the combination of other languages to Hindi. Hindi is the fourth largest Hindi is the fourth largest spoken language. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahman is Sanskrit, the language in ancient India, the language of mystics, the language of sages, and the language the language of mystics and the language of sages and the language of cavemen and the language of wise men, the language of rishis, the language of meditators, and the language of yogis, sannyasis, you name it. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahman, Sanskrit, it means everything is one consciousness. I am here in nature, starting potent meditation along with the wisdom that I would pour out as I am doing. I woke up after 3 hours of sleep in 24 hours and I am feeling jubilant. There is no sign of any type of tiredness or sleepiness in me, if I may use these words or such words. I'm not sure if they are in dictionary or the part of English, but remember something. I remind you wisdom so you have transparency all the time. No word in reality has any meanings. Remember that. A word just indicates to a phenomena. Word cannot explain phenomena as Jittu Krishna as Jittu Krishna Murthy said, word is not that. If you understand, word is not that. Mr. Smith is not Mr. Smith. Rachel is not Rachel. Bridget is not Bridget. Yes is not yes. All this is phenomena. I remind you the wisdom time to time because remember, it is very easy for you to lose track again of transparency and be fascinated with this three-dimensional reality, which is a very narrow band. If you want to see the transparency of things, you need to stretch your band and make it a broad band. You understand? And remember something also, nothing worths it. Nothing worths it. Only life worths it. The life which is going in this accumulation and the life which is coming out of this accumulation, that life I'm talking about. So nothing worths it, only life worth it. Make sure every second, every moment of your carnation that your breathing is smooth. Heal yourself through your breathing. I have taught you numerous techniques. You see, time to do practical. Practical is the key to success. Practical is what is required. Practical is what is needed. I keep saying that over and over. You see, remember something, one more thing. You see, I was in a deep samadhi last 1 hour at the very least. At the very least, I'm saying last 1 hour deep samadhi where I totally lost any type of memory of my accumulation, which is my body, any type of mind or thought, or any distraction by objects around me, or thoughts, or anything like that. I was in deep samadhi. Then I came out of samadhi. I am still in a state of meditation, but I'm not in samadhi. If you understand, meditation is what keeps me going in this cruel world. Well, nothing negative about world. There is a lot of hope still, and we can still make this world a better place. But if we want to make this world is a better place, we need to take a look. We need to take a look at ourselves and make this and make the change. You see, as one of the as one of the song by Michael Jackson. That's a brilliant song, Man in the Mirror. That if you want to make this world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the change. That's a beautiful thing. That's a very wise thing. So do that. You see, the your goal must not to change the world. Your goal only be to change. Take a look at yourself, and if you don't like what you see, change it. That's it. When you change that, everything would change around you. I promise you that. So you must remember that. I tell you to remember the word remember. You see, that's what I tell you to remember the word remember. You see, there is light coming out so you can see me clearly. I just brought you from darkness to light. You see, when you speak, when you speak and when you say the word, when you speak and when you say the words of truth, when you speak and when you say the words of wisdom, when you see, when you speak the words of truth, when you speak the words of wisdom, when you speak divinity, when you speak sacred, basically, you learn to trust yourself but not your thought. Your thought can easily betray you, your thought can hook your attention for no reason. You understand? When you speak the words of truth and wisdom, when you bring clarity in human perception, when you bring human out from the darkness to light, this then you are limitless. You see, and nature supports you. Nature does everything in its power, and life supports you. Life is not God. Life is given birth by God. Remember last retreat when I mentioned to you my encounter with divinity, face to face. When I mentioned my encounter with divinity, with sacred face to face. If you remember that, I mentioned that the white, the energy feels so pure, and the white, the energy feels so powerful that it's tangible, that you could even touch it, you know. That is life in its purest form without any objects, without any objects. That's life in its purest form. And then it manifests in objects, shape and form. But that white light was life. Life that was not God. Life is given birth by consciousness or the sense of self awareness. If you want to call it God, go right ahead. Is the cosmos, is the eternity. It's boundless, you see. A few things I want to mention and I'm going to mention as we meditate. Keep your surroundings clean as much as humanly possible. If you have a physical condition, sadly, if you if you have a physical condition, if you are dealing with disorders such as karma, If you are dealing with disorders such as fear or paranoia or depression, you see the or obsessive compulsive disorder, these are all disorders, and we all went through it, myself included, with in numerous forms and numerous shapes. None of us has escaped this circle, this vicious circle, but this is our karma. If we don't make the change, nothing would happen, my loved ones. So understand, you are the one who's going to do something about it. Now, keep your surroundings clean, as I mentioned. If you have, unfortunately, such karma attached to you which holds you back, so try your level best where you spend most of your time. Try to keep it clean. This is very important. Demons are nasty, they thrill on other people's misery, you see. They thrill on weak beings, such as people with issues. You see, they try to penetrate themselves to those people. Those people, sadly and unfortunately, are a very fertile, sadly and unfortunately, are a very fertile ground. Their those beings are the fertile ground, the playground for the demons, you see, but it's not their fault. However, it's not their excuse either. They must do something about it, starting from meditation, trying to keep their surroundings clean as humanly possible. If it is cluttered, that's one thing, but if it is not clean, that's another. I hope you understand the difference. Clean. Burn incense, good incense, which attracts good souls, powerful souls. You see, I am burning incense here. Burn incense. Burn incense, good incense. It attracts powerful souls. The powerful souls would protect you. You see, there are numerous souls around you. You don't see it because you are fascinated by three-dimensional reality. But truth of the matter is, there are no, not yet. There are numerous souls around you, but you cannot see them through naked eyes. Some of these souls, or half or more than half of these souls, are lost souls. Lost souls does not necessarily mean bad souls or demons. They turn into demon when they join the gang, because there are souls who are very restless and in misery, and they are miserable. And remember the word remember that I told you, that misery likes company. They don't want to be alone, so they try to cling on poor beings who are dealing with their karma. One strong thing that you can do, I just told you, keep your surroundings clean. If it is cluttered, that's one thing. But if it is clean, that's good thing. Burn incense nearby. It would attract good souls. When you meditate, specifically do that. Because when you are meditating, you are defocusing from everywhere. You are making yourself you basically are making yourself receptive to divinity, to sacred. You are making your being the fertile ground for the sacred and divinity to merge in you. You are gaining strength and power. You see, against demons and devils, against disorders and diseases. Remember that. So, meditation is the purest state where you have a communion with sacred or divinity. You see, and then burn the incense so you would be even protected with good souls around you. Lost souls may be good souls, but they couldn't get in when the Brahman opened the door for the higher consciousness or your higher self or one consciousness. Remember, Sarvam, Kalvidham, Brahman. Everything is one consciousness. So that's number one tool that I gave you, the weapon to defend yourself against all this. Number two, do not try to figure out what you are feeling. If you are feeling happy, express that. If you are feeling sad, there is nothing wrong to cry, you see, but do not cry over and over. You see, heal from it, grow from it, and do something about it. Because if you keep crying over and over, other people will wander away. Because are not other people are not acting that they are in the charge of their feelings, and they are in the charge of their emotion. They are not acting like that either. They have less patience. So they would move away from you if you just keep crying and crying, and other people observing that you are not taking any measures to do something about it. However, if you are happy, express it. There is nothing wrong. If Do not try to figure your feelings out, that if I am feeling happy, why am I feeling happy? You see, happiness is our birth state. Happiness all the time is our birth state since the day of our birthday, but seems now constipated because we have learned to believe in lies. We talked about that numerous times. Don't try to figure your feelings out. If you have a fondness towards somebody, it is a karmic bond. Don't try to figure out why I have fondness towards somebody, or don't try to justify in your mind. That's what you do. You like somebody, you justify in your mind why I like this person. You look for the reasons. You see, when you look for the reasons, you become miserable. You would never be free. Do not look for the reasons. You see, you feel what you feel without human conditioning. Understand, don't misunderstand. You feel what you feel without human conditioning. When you are authentic, you feel what you feel. You see, when you are authentic, you feel what you feel, and your feelings are authentic. You see. So remember that. Do not try to justify your feelings, your fondness, or do not try to justify your feeling, your fondness, or your liking, if you feel, which is coming from your authentic self only. Not yet. पेड़ों की शाखों पे सोई सोई चांदनी, तेरे ख्यालों में खोई खोई चांदनी, इस हसीन आग में तू भी जल के देख ले, जिंदगी के गीत की धुन बदल के देख ले, आजा वही जिंदगी है जहां, सुन जा दिल की दास्तां, ये रात ये चांदनी फिर कहाँ, सुन जा दिल की दास्तां. Keep your intention clear. It's the intention which counts, not whether you act on it or not. You would become very miserable very fast if you would become very miserable very fast if your intention is not clear. You see, passive aggressive people, it doesn't mean that they are not acting the karma. They are obviously accumulating. Excuse me. It doesn't mean they are not accumulating the karma. They obviously are accumulating the karma. It's a given. Karma is accumulated based on your intention, not on your work or action. If you understand, the word from Sanskrit is karman. It's a Vedic Sanskrit word. In West, 1867 or so, first time used in Oxford Dictionary by English people, and it became karma. It's one of the most rapidly used words throughout the world. One of the most rapidly used word throughout the globe. You see, karma or karma. Now understand something. Karma or karman in its purest form, it means deed or action, if you understand, or that which is done. Deed, action, or that which is done. That's karma or karman. I pronounce in every style. However, remember something. Karma is also accumulated based on your intention, not on your deed or your action. You see, understand something. Before you perform an action, before you perform a deed, it's intention which arises within you. Then it becomes a thought on which you bring your focus voluntarily. Then it becomes alive and more stronger. Then whether you say it, you verbalize it, or you perform an action. But first, which is the birth of creation, not just human creation, but which is the birth of creation, is intention. Keep your intention right. Lord Gautama Siddhartha, Lord Buddha said, nothing is more dangerous and detrimental than the unguarded thoughts. You see, intention plays a key role, a significant role in everything. Intention. A passive aggressive person may live in a delusion that I am not accumulating karma because I'm not acting on my intention or thought, or maybe turns around and call you names within. You see, it doesn't matter whether the person verbalized that or performed the action, as long as the intention is ill, unguarded, as Lord Buddha said, you are accumulating karma. I can promise you that. So clean your intention. I have given you numerous tools. I have given you equipments. I have given you numerous tools and I have given you equipments. I have guarded you with numerous tools that how to clean your intention, that you take your faith out from negative traits, that you take your faith out from negative thinking. Once you move on and the scene is dissipated, let it go. Do not cling on your anger. Do not cling on your resentment. You gotta do what you gotta do in a given situation. Remember that. You see, you gotta do when a situation arises which needs your prompt response. You gotta do what you gotta do in a given situation. There is nothing wrong with that. But when the scene is dissipated and you move on, and the other party also moves on, you still are burning in hellfire. You know why? Because you are thinking about what has happened or what was said. That's not the reality of secret. That's your abstract reality. Get rid of this. Otherwise, it would drive you to accumulate tons of karma. Otherwise, it would drive you to accumulate, unfortunately, tons of karma. It's a negative trait in you. Get rid of it. Because if this trait remains in you, then this trait is going to bring you down. And this trait would start controlling your intention. You see, then your intention and then your intention and your thoughts would become very ill. The goal here is to cleanse of intention. Once your intention is clean, your aura is cleansed. Remember that. Once your intention, once your intention is clean, once your intention is clean, your aura is clean. Your aura cleansing of aura depends the cleaning of your intention. That what mind frame you spend most of your day. Remember that lies are very compelling. Lies pulls you with a force. These lies are very compelling. The thoughts in the mind. Oh yeah, these thoughts in the mind. Oh yeah, she said that or he said that. She said that 2 days ago. She said that 2 minutes ago. Said that 2 seconds ago, 2 moments ago, 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago, or he said that 2 years ago or 5 years ago or whatever the time period. But your suffering is non-stop. Anytime you remember that, you suffer. You see, she said or he said, anytime you remember, you suffer. Your suffering is non-stop because you have no control on the thought. You even say thought is natural. Thought comes in my mind. You see, how is it possible not to think? It is very possible. Am I not like you? I mean, I look a little different than an average person. It's nor good nor bad, nor I'm saying it very, excuse me, nor I am saying with any arrogance. But what I'm saying, I still have the features of humans in me. You see, there are some human features remain in me. Don't I look like you? I have eyes, I have lips, nose, all that, hands, arms, and they look like human. So if I can do it, so can you. So rishis do it all the time. The sages, they do it all the time. Immense control, control that cannot be shaken, concrete control. You see, these this is the immensity of being human. You use always like an excuse. I'm only a human, like it's a limitation, God forbid me, or it is some type of curse. No, this is the immensity of being human, that you have control on just about anything and everything. If you are a sage, imagine you have control more than 100%. Like you can manifest a reality around you when you become a sage. But what takes it to become a sage is an entirely different story, isn't it? Anyway, clean your intention. Remember that, clean your intention. Lies would pull you every time, every second, every moment. Remember when I give you the example of rubber band, you see. Now this is not quite a rubber band, it's a wristband that I'm holding right now. But I am giving you an example that imagine if this, I hope you can see this wristband, it's like a rubber band. Like when you pull two sides of this rubber band, you realize between these two sides the tension is compelling either finger towards each other. You see, imagine this is a rubber band and you pull either side of this. The tension between either side of the rubber band is compelling, very compelling, isn't it? Just like that, these lies that we have learned, just like that, that these lies that we have learned, these lies are very compelling, and these lies drive us, and these lies drive us insane for the most part. Nothing is happening, no drama is going on, everything is shant and peaceful around us. But we in our mind is raging. You see, our mind is raging because of the unguarded thoughts again. Something has happened long time ago, but you are something has happened long time ago, but you are still remembering, if you understand, and you are again you are living it. When you re-remember, it means you are trying to relive it, the entire experience. And if the experience is not pleasant, then you drink the poison. You see, and this everything is happening because the thoughts are unguarded. And the reason thoughts are unguarded, because you have surrendered to the mind and thought, and you say it's natural. I can guarantee you there is nothing natural about it. You see, so ponder on what I said. Guard your thoughts, clean your intention, and you would be just fine with or without our body. We would be just fine with or without our body. All right, enough of the conversation. Let's go ahead and start meditating now, which is the practical. Do you hear the band play? Shh, quiet. Do you hear this band play? We actually live. We actually live nearby military barracks. You see, so we live in a state which is Air Force and military barracks based state. So the band is playing. It's beautiful. The band plays 7 o'clock in the morning. It's really cool. Retrieve yourself to meditation. Oh. Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti. Om. He Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti. Om. Om Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti. Om. He Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti. Om. Om Shanti. Om